You start strong. First few hours, you're locked in. Then something small cracks it, and by evening, the whole day has quietly unraveled. You lie in bed running the same question on loop. What do other people have that you keep running out of? What's running out isn't what you think. And the people who seem to have more of it have been playing a completely different game. 1. The illusion of the disciplined person. You know someone who just doesn't check the phone, doesn't eat the thing. You watch it happen and feel the same conclusion form. They have something you don't. But most of them aren't resisting more. They're encountering the choice less. The behavior you're watching isn't strength, it's arrangement. Which raises the question this whole video turns on. Why does fighting harder make it worse? What looks like willpower from the outside is usually just distance on the inside. 2. Why the grip always loosens. Mornings are fine, evenings aren't. The resolve drains somewhere in the middle. You've blamed sleep, stress, a bad week, but it happens on good weeks too. Every act of resistance costs real mental energy. It doesn't strengthen with use, it depletes. The harder you grip, the less you have by nightfall. Which means the collapse isn't failure. It's the natural result of a method that was never going to hold. Running out isn't weakness. It's math. 3. What the fight was never supposed to be. You've done the white-knuckle version. Talked yourself off the ledge. Sometimes it holds for an hour. Then the craving returns louder, and the energy from round 1 is gone. The goal was never meant to be surviving temptation. It was supposed to be making that moment disappear before it arrived. Out of sight costs almost nothing. In front of you costs everything. Most failures are decided long before the moment that feels like the failure. 4. Zero self-control is the wrong diagnosis. There are things you've said you have zero control around. The evidence feels airtight. Every time it's there, you reach for it. You filed that under character. But notice, you've never put a single obstacle in front of it. Always the same shelf, same frictionless reach. What reads as no self-control is almost always no friction. The thing didn't beat your character, it beat a delay you never created. You don't lack control. You just never made it inconvenient. 5. The barrier that does what willpower never could. The idea that a small bit of friction could undo something you've struggled with for years feels almost insulting. You've tried so hard. A closed drawer sounds like it's dismissing all of that. But the brain runs on the path of least resistance, not conviction. 2 options. The one with fewer steps wins. Every time. A small barrier interrupts the automatic reach before persuasion was ever needed. 1 obstacle is worth more than 100 in-the-moment decisions. 6. Your future self lives in a room you already arranged. Somewhere today, you made a small, thoughtless choice about your surroundings. What you left out. What you left open. It didn't feel like a decision. Just the easiest thing. But your future self will walk into that. They inherit the room you arranged. What you'll call a lack of willpower tomorrow is a message your past self left in the environment without meaning to. The decisions that shape tomorrow aren't the ones you'll make tomorrow. The story you've been carrying, that something in you runs out when it shouldn't, was never really about you. It was about the room you were standing in. The people who looked like they had more weren't gripping harder. They just stopped putting themselves where the fight happens. Notice the next time you reach for something you didn't mean to, not to judge it, but to look at what was left within reach, and by whom. You were never stuck with the room. You just didn't know yet that you were allowed to rearrange it. If you're interested in understanding yourself a little more deeply, subscribe. Because this channel isn't about giving you more noise. It's about helping you hear the thoughts you've been trying to ignore.